Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. I'm sure all of you are ready to learn further in the poem. Well, before we learn further in the poem, let us have a quick revision, recapitulation of what we learned in the previous session. Students, we learned in the previous session about the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. We also learned the poetic devices used in the poem, such as personification, onomatopoeia, alliteration, and refrain. I hope you all are now familiar with these terms. We learned in the poem that the poem is about a brook which itself is narrating its journey from its beginning till it joins a river. During its journey, it flows down from the high mountains, passes across many towns and bridges over the roads, and finally flowing in the plains or passing the plains, it joins any river. But here the journey doesn't stop. It again starts from where it originates, and the process continues forever. This is what the difference between the life of a brook and the life of a human being. A brook also takes birth as it originates from high mountains. It has to take up its journey by flowing down the mountain in the valleys and flowing in the plains. Similarly, a human being also has to take birth and has to live his or her life, but the difference is where the journey of a brook continues forever, the journey of a human being comes to an end with his or her death. And this has been emphasized in the poem with the help of a refrain, which is men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. Now let us move further in the poem and try to understand more about the journey of a brook. In the next stanza, The brook says, I bind about and in and out, with here a blossom selling, and here and there a lusty trot, and here and there a grayling. Students, the brook says in this stanza, I, during my journey, have a lot of ups and downs. Somewhere my current goes high, and somewhere it goes lower during the flow. A lot of things with me, such as blossoms. Blossoms means flowers, or the state of fruit which has just started growing up. I mean, the initial stage of a fruit that starts growing up is called blossom. So, the brook carries blossoms during its journey with itself, and also a number of fish, such as lusty trout and grayling. These are all kinds of species of fish. And here and there a foamy flake upon me as I travel, with many a silvery water break above the golden gravel. It also carries, the brook says, I also carry foam, a layer of foam with my water, or on the surface of my water as I travel further. And there are many obstacles that I face during my journey, as wherever there are a mound of, a heap of pebbles. Gravel means pebbles, small stones. Wherever there is a mound of stones, there becomes a structure that is like obstruction in the way of a brook. So it I face a lot of obstructions which seems like golden or silvery in color, because the sand color is silver or gold, and draw them all along and flow to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. Students, we have already come to know the brook carries a lot of things with itself during its journey, such as blossoms, fish, foam, and also faces many obstacles, obstruction, hurdles, such as the heap of gravel, mound of gravel, which seems silvery in color. But the brook doesn't stop. It carries all the things with itself so that it can join the river it can reach to its destination. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever, because human being may die, but the brook never stops. It always continues its journey. I steal by lawns and grassy plots. I slide by hazel covers. I move the sweet forget me nots that grow for happy lovers. Further, when it reaches to the plains where there are fields with grass, and the fields with plants, grass, and flowers, there Brook says, when I reach to grassy plots, it seems like my current has gone down. It seems I steal by lawns and grassy plots. I somehow pass the lawns or fields of grass. Then I slide by hazel covers where there are shrubs like hazel and other plants. I there also slide. My movement becomes slow. I move the forget me nots that grow for happy lovers. When I flow over the grassy plots and the plants of hazel, my movement, my flow gets slow. But as I move over the flowers, I carry them along with me. I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance. Among my scheming swallows, I make the netted sunbeam dance against my sandy shallows. I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance. These are all the movement showing words. These are the different kinds of movement that Brook has at different times, at different places. It is a different, these are all the different ways of flowing of the brook at different places. When it enters plains, it has a different movement. When it passes through the hilly areas, it has a different movement. When it flows over the grassy plots, it has a different movement. So during all its journey, whatever it carries along with it, whatever it whatever it encounters, whatever it faces, it all carries. Sunlight falls on the water, it seems like the sunlight has trapped in it, and with the movement of water, it seems like dancing in the water, like wherever the water is less deep, where the depth is less. I murmur under moon and stars in brambly wilderness. I linger by my shingly bars. I loiter round my cresses. I keep flowing even in the nights when there is moon and stars in the sky. I keep flowing even in the wilderness. Even in the wilderness means even through the forests. Somewhere I seem to be stopped, where there are obstructions of pebbles or sand or stones, it seems that for a minute, for a moment, I seem to be stopped, and I stay there for some time. I seem to be stand still, but again I take a curving movement. I make a curve, I make a turn, and I flow past the obstructions of sand and pebbles. And out again I curve and flow to join the brimming river, for men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. Yeah, again, when it seems to be stand still, where there are different kinds of obstructions of sands or pebbles, it seems to be loitered means it seems to be stand still without any movement, but the next moment it takes a turn, it gets back and flows through the other way. This is how it keeps moving and flowing till it joins the river and never stops, unlike the human being that may come and go, but a brook never stops. Students, here we finish the poem. I hope you must have understood this well and have learned the style of the poem and the usage of different poetic devices as well. We will do the exercise in the next session. So that's it for the day. Thank you.